What's going on, everybody? It's Wade with Swamp Donkey Archery. So I'm down here behind my house in my deer woods, and I want to go ahead and do the intro to saddle hunting video that I've been talking about. So if I can fight the mosquitoes down here and not get real hot and sweaty, that's what we're going to do. We're going to dig into intro to saddle hunting. Okay, so I want to keep this video kind of simple. Like I said, this is going to be an intro into saddle hunting. I want to go over, kind of what the equipment is, your essentials. I'm not going to get in detailed about each piece of equipment, but I want to show you, this is kind of what you have to have, what it's nice to have. I've done a video before in the past on like a saddle review. I'll post a link here. But I just want to go through, this is the stuff, this is why you use it, for what you use it, and kind of essentials. You have to have this, or it's nice to have this, okay? I've waited a little bit before I've done this video because I wanted to make sure that I felt confident enough in the information I'm going to give you for y'all to be able to take this information and apply it to yourself, because I hate giving out bad information, okay? So there's a couple different components that you absolutely have to have. You have to have a saddle. You have to have a platform to hunt on, and you have to have some method to climbing trees. My method that I've used, that I like to use, is the multiple climbing sticks. I'm doing 4 climbing sticks this year. It's the Skeletors. Last year I used 4 sticks. They were the XOPs. A backpack is a nice addition to tie everything together. So I would say at bare minimum, get you a saddle, get you a platform, climbing sticks, and a backpack to tote all the stuff out on. You absolutely have to have a lineman belt and a tether. I got confused when I first started on which one is what. Got terminology mixed up. The lineman belt is what you're going to use to actively climb. Your tether is what you use when you get to hunting height and you tie on to get ready to hunt. So I always keep on my saddle, I would suggest having 2 different bags, okay? I have my climbing bag on my left side, I have my hunting bag on my right. And I kind of layer stuff in it as to the level that I'm going to need it. So pretty much left side, all I have is my linesman belt, and that is what I use to climb with. That's the sole purpose of your linesman belt. Mine come with a Persic knot on it, but I did upgrade to a Kong duck. I do recommend getting a Kong duck, but a Persic knot works just fine. So you use your linesman belt to climb. Like I say, this is where you start with it. You wrap your lineman belt around a tree. You will attach it to your saddle. Most lineman belts are going to come with an attachment or already made onto your saddle on one side. They hook on kind of low like this. It wraps around a tree. You climb with it. You can adjust the length of this linesman belt while you're climbing to compensate for any size difference in the tree. So like I said, the linesman belt is to climb with, and once you get to hunting height, that's where you use your tether. Tether's going to wrap around the tree. It's going to come in, and your tether is going to tie onto your bridge. Your bridge is this piece of rope that ties from one side of your harness to the other. You will take a good quality carabiner, you clamp it onto your bridge, and this rope has you anchored to the tree. This is where you're going to extend or lengthen or shorten your tether or your bridge to adjust the height that you like to hunt at, okay? So once you get on your platform, you have your tether set, then that's when you can take your lineman belt off. So that's a little bit of schooling for your belts and what they are. Now I'm going to try to show you kind of how I set everything up. So if you have a backpack, most of them's going to be situated to where you can have some type of way to fasten your platform to it and some type of way to fasten your sticks to it. So other than that, backpack is good to transport stuff in and out and to have a few things in it that you're going to need during the hunt. So I'm going to go ahead and take a platform off, one stick, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to put one stick on here, put a platform on here, and then I'm going to show you how I set everything up from there. So let me get my platform and one stick off. Alright, so if I was going to actively be climbing the whole way, on these sticks, I always like to make a way to fasten these to my harness while I'm climbing. So I've got 4 sticks. I'm going to attach 3 of them to my harness, and because the first one I'm just going to have in hand, put it on the tree. So I have put a little zip tie on my stick right here, and on my harness I have a little carabiner right here, and I take this zip tie and I put it on this little hanger right here, just like that. And then I do the same thing with my sticks on the other side. I usually put 1 on my left side, 2 on my right, and I take them off as I climb. And on the back for my platform, I always take my platform, and I have a carabiner here on the back, and I put my platform right here like this, and that's where my platform's going to ride until I get it climbing height. And then I can just reach back, push in that, and pull my platform right off. Now, one thing I will say before I start hooking all this up is, if there's one thing I can say to really help you about this, is practice. Don't just climb on these things one time at the house and think that you have it, because you don't. You need to put several hours into climbing and setting this up before you go to the woods and you find out that you didn't know quite as much as what you thought you did. Ask me how I know about that. So anyhow, let me show you how I'm going to set all this up. So I'll take this stick off. I really like these Skeletors because of the system that's going to tie it to the tree here. There's a lot of things I like about this stick. So first thing I'll do is, sometimes if I had a aider, I would put an aider on this, but I'm not going to put an aider on it. But you would just loop it around here and drop it down. An aider is like a secondary step that you can put to this. Lots of different ones on it. So I'd walk up to the tree. After I selected the tree I wanted to hunt, and you're just going to take this stick. If I had my aider on it, I would set it about eye level, but this, I don't have my aider, so I'm going to set it about right here, so it'll be easy to get to. And then I'm going to hold the stick against the tree, take this rope, wrap it around like this, and get it as tight as you can. And there's a certain way you're supposed to wrap this around. I think it's something like that. And then when you get it on the tree, you set it on here. Get it set. And once it sets, it locks in. You might not think that that's going to work, but that really locks on right there. That's really on there, especially. So this is my strap for my sand. I would have it like stuck in a pocket somewhere or wrapped on the platform itself. So do this again. So that's there. Like this. Alright, so now I would take my platform. Make sure you put your platform underneath your lineman belt, because if you don't, you're going to have to unhook your lineman belt to go over your platform. I learned that one the hard way too. So we'll hook that on, throw this around the tree, set my rope on here. Pull it tight. Now, what I like to do is I like to try to set, if I can, I like to try to set my platform at the same height my top steps are set. That way, if I need to, I'll show you that in a minute. But get your platform, snug it as tight as you can with the platform down. And then after you do that, you what you call cam it over. So once you get it tight, you cam this thing over, and it makes it dig into the tree right there like that. Then, go up the tree a little more, and I always like to step on it one more time to make sure that I got that platform good and sucked in before I step over on it like this. Now I'm at the height that I want to be, so this is where I would take my lineman belt and I would tie my lineman belt on the tree right here. So I'll take it out of my bag. Now, I found out that it does matter what direction you tie in through this loop right here. I always put my loop on the right hand side of the tree, and I'll show you why in just a second. And I'll try to set the rope at nose level, close to nose level. Suck it in right there good, and then hook to your bridge right here. You go ahead and get that snug. Now, this is the most nerve-wracking part of when you set your saddle up right here, is you have to go to the point to where you take your weight off of your linesman, and you pull your lineman off, and you have to lean back into your tether for the first time, like that. That is going to be so nerve-wracking your first time. I'm serious, it had me really nervous. It's almost like when, did you ever do a trust fall back when you were a kid? And you knew some of your friends were back there, and you're like, I don't know if they're going to trust me or if they're going to catch me or not, because I don't know how much I trust them. Kind of same thing on this. So once you get that, put that back in there, then you can adjust the length of your tether to kind of situate about how you want to sit. I'm a leaner, so this is usually around how I sit. So we get this situated. I'm going to jump back down and grab my backpack, and I'm going to show you how I set all my strap up here in a second. Okay, now I'm going to get up here and show y'all how I get everything set up. I didn't do all this a while ago because I didn't want to be with my backpack on for too terribly long because it's hot out here, y'all. I didn't want no more on than what I had to. So I'm going to set my bow right here. And let's get up here. We'll pretend I got my lineman belt on. Now I'm going to hook back into my tether. Alright. Now I'm back where I wanted to be. Oh, one thing I didn't mention that I want to real quick is your choice in footwear. Right now I have a set of Hey Dude boots on. I joked with some of y'all last year and I actually wore Hey Dudes to my deer stand, hunted my saddle in them a couple of times. Don't do that. Don't do that. You need something with a supportive sole, a good pair of hiking boots, hunting boots, rubber boots, something with a thicker sole, because most of the time you're going to lean and you have your feet on the edge of this platform right here. It's going to dig into your feet and it's going to be really aggravating. Okay, so now I'm at hunting height. My bow's still on the ground. I'm wanting to get all this stuff off. So I'm going to reach in my hunting height bag and I'm going to pull out this HIS strap, H-Y-S, it's hang your stuff strap. from tether. I'm going to hang it up here. I like hanging it up kind of high. And this is where I'm going to hang all my gear. Okay, there we go. We'll cut all that out. Okay, so when you get your hitch strap tied on there, I always take this hero clip and I hang it on the left hand side, because that's where I'm going to have my bow. I have this strap right here hanging down kind of in front of me, and I have this extra carabiner on here because this is where I'm going to hang my bag. I like having my bag here in front of me. It kind of breaks me up a little bit. So I'll hang my bag right here, just like that. Bag's going to live here. Now, like I say, my bow's going to stay there, and I'm going to hang my quiver on this side. So once I get this done, this is where I bring up my bow. Bring my bow up here. Reel it up. Then I take my quiver off, and my bow is going to hang here like this. Get in there. Bow's going to hang there. So I usually do hang this a little bit higher so my bow's not quite that low. But there we go. It'll hang about right there. And I'll take some type of gear tie. Usually do these Night Eyes. And I'll put one of these on my quiver right here. This quiver has this little loop here on the top. And then I just hang my quiver on this side of the tree to have my arrows available there. So that's usually how I'm set up in my stand here. I'm going to come down there and get the camera and give you a view of how this is. But before I do that, I'm going to show you how I'm talking about shooting 360 degrees out of this stand. So you want to set up to where you think your deer are coming in on your strong side, which is this side right here. So, and also if you know they're going to be coming from this way, you'll be able to kind of get in behind this tree and separate you from the deer as they're coming in, so you can go ahead and get ready. So when you're ready to take the shot, you can kind of swing out here, pivot a little bit, you draw back, and this is, you can shoot from dead behind the tree to here, pivot a little bit, all the way to here, no problem. So you just covered 180 degrees right there, no problem. Well, you can also pivot a little bit more and swing around, and now you can get all the way back here like this. So now, I don't know how these are going to cooperate with me here. Now, your weak side shot is going to be this that's on your right hand side. There's several people that show another way to do it. This is the way that I've found that I like to do it. You take your non-bow hand, you grab your strap and you stand up. And this is where you're going to come around like this. Now, you have this in front of you here. It's supporting you. Now you'll be able to take this shot here. You can even lean out some. It's going to catch you. This shot, this, all the way around to back here behind like this. So you just went 360 degrees. Another way that I do it, especially if it's going to be like right here. You remember when I was talking about having these steps up even with my platform? That's where I'll swing around like this And now, I'm either on the side of my platform or I'm on my step. Now I can shoot over here. I can shoot right here. Any of this like this. So that's one reason why I do that. And some of y'all see that and see it, yeah, that's a whole lot of movement. Well, if you utilize your surroundings, you try to move while the deer is moving, you can pull it off. You just have to be careful. So anyhow, I want y'all to see that while I was on the ground. Now I'm fixing to come get the camera, show you what it looks like up here, and then I'm going to wrap it up. Okay, so I just want to show you what it looked like from up here where I was at. Like I say, other than usually hanging this strap a little bit higher, so my bow's not quite as low. I like for my bow to be right here in front of me, but here it's just a little bit lower. Still not bad. I would hunt like that if I had to. So, like I said, we got platform set, sticks are there beside it, have my bag here in front of me. It's got all my goodies on my bag, strap set, bow hanging, quiver hanging on this side. Any calls or whatever I would need is going to be in here. Tether is set to where the loop is here. You go through your loop in this way. That way when you lean this way, it tightens up on this knot right here. And I don't know. So this is about the angle I like to hunt. I will lengthen it a little bit, but you can see I'm leaning back. You can also lean in to where you can put your knees into the tree like this. This is where some knee pads come in handy. You can lean into the tree, put your knees into the tree, take a little bit of pressure off. Other than that, I guess that's about it. That's the main thing I want to do. I didn't want to get too in depth on this video here. Was just going to do kind of an intro. This is what the stuff is. This is how I use it. With my 4 sticks and the 8ers that I use, I can get up around 20 feet. You don't have to be quite as selective on the trees that you climb. Say if like you was using a climbing stand, you can climb more crooked trees and whatnot. You can't climb really big trees. Like I say, kind of the perfect size is going to be that soccer ball, baseball size. You can climb some smaller. But I don't like climbing too much bigger than that because it's just too hard to reach around the tree and get your straps and whatnot. So anyhow, guess that's about it. Hope that helped. Hope you liked it. Be sure and give me a thumbs up, sub to my channel, hadn't already done it. And other than that, man, hunting season right around the corner. Good luck, y'all. Hope everybody kills the deer of their dream. And I'll catch you on the next one. Y'all have a good one.